think I'm gonna have to get a knife or something and start spinning it. Riddick, back at it again. Psych. We're gonna cover some news today, as we usually don't do, because this is not a news channel, but sometimes we have to, fellas. Because I enjoy doing it. So, Borderlands 4 is out. Fairly good reception. The game is running decently, I would say, as far as I can tell. And I don't know. It's more the psychology of human behavior that interests me rather than a game, because the game does pretty well, solid numbers, is doing fine. It's doing a fair share of sales, top seller on Steam, so you know, it's pretty fine. Everything seems quite okay and dandy. Yet somehow, instead of being something that is celebrated, it's object of drama. Now, you might know well that we don't like drama on this channel at all. You know. But I am very curious as of one thing. So in my life, I had my fair share of people that were, how do I even say this? Very talented in some aspects. Very talented in, you know, hands-on things, able to do many things, very creative, or able to do something that normally, you know, other people, like commoners like myself, will take time to do. And you will be impressed, but then they will open their mouth, and all of a sudden, it seems like all of the work they've done has been lost. Because they opened their mouth and they've ruined everything, and now, you know, it went from a positive to a negative. And this situation has always been curious to me. And the reason why I'm making this analogy, because I've seen it a couple of times, and lo and behold, the CEO of Borderlands does it also. Now, you probably have noticed this, or have seen the news, or the YouTuber news, because everybody's talking about it. How he very gently said to everybody that criticized the poor performances of the game due to not optimizing the Unreal Engine 5 code, which is what people are saying, and he answered on social media that you are poor. I mean, he might be right, you are poor. If you're running an RTX 3090 Titanium or a 5090 motherboard Z8 chipset that just came out and cost you a lung to buy it, you know, you had to sell your liver, yeah, you are definitely poor. So some people said to me, people that played the game, and said, I don't see these issues. People that have a 5070 said to me, no, the game runs fine. It's, yes, Unreal Engine, we all know, sometimes it does have a couple of issues. We have experience with virtually every bloody game that comes out on Unreal Engine 5. It seems that doesn't run very smoothly. But honestly, Borderlands, as far as I can tell, doesn't seem to be the case. Why am I talking with this accent? I don't know. But it's fine. The whole thing is that some people, though, did have issues. And apparently many people had issues. Everybody is okay with the game, everybody is having fun, everybody's playing, the player number base is high and everything is good, the sales are up, yet people are unhappy because they can't run it. And they push low settings, they put everything down, they put the VSync up, whatever they're doing, right? And the game still feels that it's not optimized, and so people take it to Reddit and social media in general and other places and say like, hey, the game is not optimized, I'm having issue running it. Which is not unheard of in a new released game. It's fine, it's okay. So what is the natural way of things? Like, what would you expect from the spokesperson or a developer or somebody, the CEO, whoever talks for the game, for the product that you have consumed and you have some unhappy thoughts about? What do you expect them to say? well, you would expect like, hey, we're gonna try to see what's going on, and we're going to release a patch so you can bloody play the game on your fridge display or whatever, right? And instead, no. The CEO comes out and says, I think you need to buy yourself a better PC. You need to stop playing on that potato box. Being poor is a luxury nowadays. So yeah, it's curious to me because this is probably the only reason why the game has mixed reviews on Steam, because honestly, I've never seen a game that has mixed reviews and people have complaints about the game, yet at the same time he's like in the top 10 best performers on Steam at the moment, which makes you think like, if the game doesn't run properly and people are unhappy with, why everybody's bloody playing it, right? And so apparently the mixed reviews are only because of this, is because of the optimization that is not the best, and the fact that the CEO thinks you're poor. I have to admit, I'm happy that the internet exists. It gives me chance to believe that humanity has some redemption qualities, and that makes me happy, because I thought we were all becoming robots. Yet, well, this is very human. Being stupid is very human. So I'm happy we're still in the lands of the living and the stupidity. So yeah. Well, he said something like you have to run it down to a 1440p. Maybe the resolution is too high. Don't play in a 4K and stuff like that. Like, now I have to say something stupid as well, right? Like, I've seen the graphics of Borderlands. I'm not a big fan of Borderlands, but credit where credit is due. Like, if you have 200,000 players on Steam, that means the game is running cool. Like, people are playing your game, right? And that hasn't been like a one day. It's been a week now, so people are playing, right? But I don't understand one thing, and this, please somebody correct me and tell me how it is, but when I look at that graphic, it reminds me of like some Fortnite or stuff. How is that? Does the fact of the I've heard people saying that the graphics are very old and the graphics are not the best, like this is potato graphics, like why the game it's not optimized, because those graphics are not certainly ultra realistic to be heavy on the GPU, which that also sounds stupid to me, because I don't think it has much correlation. Like, a game doesn't have to be optimized just from a graphic perspective. Valheim can run poorly on a PC, even though those are the graphics. But I don't understand what exactly it's the problem with the optimization. Like, because that game doesn't seem to be doesn't seem to require a lot of power to run. That's what I'm saying. Because I've seen the world and it's fairly empty, not in the negative sense, but in the sense like there's not really that much to do. Like, you wouldn't have a billion assets on an open world map to make it really heavy on your hardware. So I don't really get it. And the graphic wise, many people say like, oh, it has like PS3 graphics, why is it so hard to run? Like, I'm not sure about that. Obviously I'm not a developer and I'm not tech savvy and stuff, but is it possible that such graphics are actually heavy? I would imagine so, because otherwise they wouldn't have a problem. But I had to give my share of stupidity, because we need to maintain the human realm active. We need to believe in the stupidity of humanity, guys. We cannot become all ChatGPT and Gemini, okay? We can't be know-it-all. So from my point of view, I'm happy somebody still makes these sorts of mistakes on the internet, because I thought for a second that, you know, we're moving towards dolls and perfection and you know, we are dehumanizing everything. So when I see an act of stupid humanizing behavior, I just love it. I don't even know what I'm saying. But yeah, my suggestion, I would say you should embrace what the CEO said and sell your liver or anything else you might have, and yeah, and buy a better PC. So now listen, you know, we playing games here, but you have to eventually get away from your fridge display and start playing on something serious, okay? And nothing too costly, but so listen to this, right? I've heard people that had issues, and the game was running poorly on a 5090. Okay, so buy yourself a 5080, or even better, buy yourself a 5070 titanium. A 5070 Ti is what is it, like almost £1,000, right? $1,000, whatever. A 4090 is probably 1500s. A 5080 probably similar price. You would be running at least £1,000 only of the GPU. Then let's add an Intel. Let's add a $300 of an Intel. Let's say like 13th generation, right? Something like a K that you can overclock or something. Let's add a 1,500. Let's add a 300 on top for that. Let's make it $1,800. Obviously, you need a good motherboard. Let's say a chipset Z7. I go with an Asus motherboard Z7 something. Make it another 350. So we are looking already at what, 1518 210 $2,100 or pounds or whatever. And obviously you need some good RAM. Let's say buy another 150 to 200 pounds of RAM. Let's say 100. Let's stay in the realm of a bit on the cheaper side. So let's go with 100, 150. Let's say you move on to the 2200s. Obviously you need a bigger PSU because the new GPUs are very, very voltage heavy and stuff. So you need a 1,000 watts at least. So let's say you're gonna spend another $300-400 on that. Let's say 300 to be on the cheap side. Go with 2500s. $2,500. That is what the guy is saying. You have to upgrade $2,500 of CPU to play a 29-pound game. I wonder what Riddick would do in this situation. But if that guy said this thing to my face, I think I'll give him a headbutt. I mean, seriously. Why are you guys still playing on potato CPUs, right? You playing on laptops? What's going on here? Come on, speak to me. This is not fair. This is not fair. Borderlands 4 is a pretty good game, right? It's not my game. I don't play it because it's if I want to play a first-person shooter, honestly, I'm just gonna go back to Destiny. I think it's still the best in terms of FPS, sci-fi, and all that kind of co-op and multiplayer. Well, it's moving away from multiplayer a bit, but still, I would rather go back to playing Destiny than Borderlands. It's just my take, and nothing against Borderlands or anything, but it's just not my cup of tea. But that doesn't mean the game is bad. You can see from the results, it's actually pretty good. So I don't understand what is happening, guys. Talk to me. What problems are you having? I'm curious. Are you having issues with beefy PCs? Like, look, if you have a 4080, 4090, RTX 5 series or something of sorts, good motherboards and like pretty beefy PC that you spend a good amount of money on, and you're having optimization, how did you fix it? I've heard some people fixed it of their own accord. Some people made mods to fix the frame drops or whatever the problem was. I'm curious. Because I'm stupid, okay? I don't understand any of this stuff. So when I saw the graphics, I thought, like, my phone can run this shit. My fridge can run this shit. But then I realized maybe I'm the stupid one, and graphics has nothing to do with hardware issues. So, like, just because the graphics look poor, it doesn't mean that there's less pixels on screen. So it doesn't mean the hardware works less because the pixels look ugly. It's just my take. I'm not an expert. That's just a bit of my understanding. So Unreal Engine, I know it's a it's pretty heavy, and I know you kind of need some beefy PCs to run Unreal Engine 5s. I've played a couple of Unreal Engine 5 games, Ark Survival Ascendant, but I remember I couldn't go past 40 frames when I play on the 1440p Ultra. Anything else, it took them a couple of months or something, but then now I played it again and tried it, and they fixed it, right? So obviously it was an optimization issue. Now it's fixed. Now it works fine. So yeah, that's somebody that has experience, okay, that can illuminate us on what the hell is happening here. Is the game is unoptimized? Is it running poorly? Like, what is happening here? Talk to us, okay? Because we are ignorant. If somebody that makes games comes to me and tells me like I need to buy a better PC, I'll be sure. I will. Give me the money. Give me the money and I'll buy it. Sure. But if I have to buy a £3,000 PC to play a game, I will, but only when GTA 6 drops. Nothing less than that. Everybody is gonna do that, although it's gonna be a PS6 probably. So we're all gonna buy PS6 in 2027 and play GTA 6 then. But yeah, I wouldn't buy a game for a console or a PC for a game like Borderlands. Let's be honest. Not my cup of tea, and I'm sure many would agree. You know, but whatever. Riddick is out. It's very late. I just had to make this video real quick because it was very funny. I love these kinds of videos. I love to chat. I love to talk about whatever I see on the internet. It's amazing. It makes me feel alive for some reason. Yes, I will now go and see what is on the USB. I haven't plugged this in the PC in like 25 years. Ciao.